County. Welcome to the Productive Conversations podcast. I am your host, Matthew Brown. It's Friday night. It's mid-October. It's freezing. It's raining. But most importantly, the sun is shining even in the evening because Kevon Cowan is here this evening.
Yep.
Hailing from Jamaica, then the Bronx, then Mount Vernon, now here in Fairfield County, Connecticut. And I am very thrilled that I have this amazing, aspiring writer and a good friend here this evening. Kevon, how are you doing?
I am well, man. Thanks for having me. Good to be here. Got my red stripe beer, so I'm good. And I'm ready for it.
Exactly. And we have on the studio audience Brendan Brown and Kadeem Phillip. You guys doing good?
I'm great today. Nice. Observing the podcast.
Glad to have you guys.
Excellent.
Thank you very much. All right. Anyways, as Kadeem mentioned, it's Friday night. It's 9:30. No bars tonight. We will blame COVID for that. So instead of killing it as per usual,
we're good. Wherever a Jamaican or a Caribbean goes, the sun is always shining.
That's what I like to hear. Kevon's drinking the Red Stripes. I'm drinking this Lone Head whiskey. Let's take a cheers to that.
The manly man, Matt, always with the strong whiskey.
I like to think so. All right. I didn't expect that, but got better. But anyways, how are you doing today, Kevon? What's going on?
I'm good, chilling, cooking up some ideas in my head right now for writing later on. So
what are you thinking about?
So I got like some spoken words that you guys might be hearing tonight.
Really? Yes, Kevon, you mentioned that for me.
Yep.
Why not share it right now? Why don't we kick it off with some spoken words?
Spoken words. You want to hear some?
Very much so.
Okay. Hope you guys are ready for it. It's kind of a little deep.
So wait, before we get deep already, about 7 minutes in, what is this poem about, and what inspired you to write it?
It's just about like not knowing who you are in like this like modern society, ruled or like over like a culture like where the majority is a culture like different from yours.
Yeah.
So it's like more. So there's like more of a culture shock to like the people who are like you, like people who are of the same background as you. So it's something that you're not used to, and it's like losing yourself because of that, and like trying to find yourself like in the long run, trying to like become or like find out who you really are.
So it's but it's a real coming of age poem almost.
Yes.
All right. I mean, is there anything else you want to share before we?
Like an awakening, per se.
Great. I appreciate you coming to the podcast to share this. And you mind if I put this on my Instagram story while you do it?
Sure, Matt. No problem. Of course.
All right, Kevon, why don't you do the spoken word for us?
So it's called "Who Am I?" and like there's something in it for everybody, and I hope you guys like it.
All right, Kevon, we're ready when you are.
So it goes like this. To not know who I am is the worst thing to me, you see. How can I be all I can be if I do not know the real me? I speak English. Am I an Englishman? No, that cannot be. Though I must say I do enjoy a good cup of tea. Still I wish I knew the native tongue of my ancestors, once proud and free. I say once because there are still some who are enslaved mentally. Have I been cursed to emulate the colonizer who took my true identity? That's it. There's still more to it. So
That's deep, bro. That's
deep.
Hope you guys liked it.
Really? So, when did you write this, Kevon? We appreciate that. Of course, give a little clap for who's here for that.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate the love. It means a lot to me. So it's been a long time coming. I wanted to like add more to it, but I was like trying to like finish my book. So, and it's a lot of work, but you gotta strive. You gotta do it. Gotta get up and do it.
So you mentioned you wrote a book, or
Yeah.
writing in the book.
Yeah, it's still in the process.
Do you mind me asking what it's about?
So it's about like so you know like Rick Riordan or Riordan. I don't know if I'm saying his last name correctly. He's like one of my favorite authors, and like
Rick Riordan.
Yeah, Riordan. So I grew up like reading him in like middle school. So but before I read him, I like read the original like mythology. So like the real old stuff. But it was more so European. I wanted to like learn about or read about more like stuff like common to my ancestry, like the same as me. So I wanted to learn about like African gods. So had the idea maybe I'll write about African gods in modern society and how it intertwines with us. So that's pretty much it, and it's still a work in progress. Trying hard to finish it. I hope I can do it by the end of this year. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So pray for me, guys.
Well, you certainly have our support here, and
Thank you.
of course the followers and listeners of the Productive Conversations podcast.
Yep. Hope you can all get a chance to read it.
Oh, please do, and when you have a blog or anything,
Yeah.
I'll let the world know about it. So, you would consider yourself a writer in this world, right?
Yes. Not enough of us, really.
Not enough writers?
Yes.
Why do you think that is?
So like in this modern age, there's like more like influencers and like TikTok and like people like girls, like teenage girls and boys getting like famous for like the smallest things. There's not like the old traditional ways of like writing because of for this like social media era and like technology that we have, which is good, but at the same time it can be bad. So I want to like bring back the old traditional ways and like bring back all these reading and writing for like the next generation, so we don't entirely forget about or make obsolete our old ways. And it's pretty much
like the word to the paper.
Yes, it's pretty much what I want to do, and that's what I want to be my legacy that I leave behind when I'm older.
Do you think it's possible to do that, to get this generation who is so into their phones and social media and stuff like that?
Yeah, why not? I don't see a reason, because like there's like most people that I've met, they even like millennials, like I'm like in between because I was like born in '96. So they always say they feel like they were born in the wrong time. It's something that I get a lot. And I always felt like I was a man like born out of my time, like I was like born in the wrong era. And I like feel like we're here for a reason. Like there's always that kid, or like there's always people like us who like keeps like the old tradition alive. So it never dies, and we never forget about like our history and where we're coming from and where we were as a generation.
Which era do you think you belong to?
Which era? I don't know,
Or decade, or
that's a good question. I don't like to go back in time because of the cultural aspects of like people of culture, people of like color, how they were treated back in the day. So like there's like this like running joke like my friends used to like tease me about, saying like that I could only look to the future, which I like at first I found it funny, but like as I got older, it's like really sad for something like that to be said, but at the same time it's true because of how like people of color and like people of other different ethnicities were treated. But that's why we have to remember like the past, so we don't repeat the remember our past, so we don't like make it do it in the future, or like making it
like they say, those who do not know history
are doomed to repeat it. Yeah, exactly, precisely.
For sure. 1 second. Kevon, can you just put your mic a little closer to
Dude,
you?
there's music going on. Oh, Jackson. Alright, yo, I'm going to bed. Gotta get up early tomorrow.
Damn, you heard that?
Yeah. Alright, peace, bro.
Peace. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to you later about this idea that I have.
I bet, yo, yeah. Probably next time I see you, probably.
Yeah.
Alright,
Are we still good, Matt?
we're going to start in 3, 2, 1. I hear that, and I appreciate you sharing that as well. And I mean, is there anything else you want to say to the listeners or any audience who should be aware of what you're discussing?
Yeah, just everyone, just like be true to yourself, be true to who you are. Don't let society make you any less or any different than what you are. Don't be afraid to speak up, and like that's the only way you can make change, because if you don't stand for anything, you fall for everything. So it's another saying that I like.
We hear that with some clapping in the background for sure with our studio audience tonight. All right, Kevon. So let's see what else is going on in this world. it's 2020. It's been a literal hell of a year.
Pretty
Who
much.
even thought we would be at this spot, Kevon? I mean, how have you managed the craziness that 2020 has been?
Yeah.
And also, don't forget to make sure the mic is,
Yeah,
wherever you're
that's-
standing, make sure the mic is facing.
It's another great question. How I did it.
And by the way, if you want to hold the mic, if it is fixed, you feel better, you could.
Just adjusting it a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a great question. What I do is it's what I've always done really. Growing up in middle school, I was like that, like kind of like middle school and high school.
Where'd you grow up?
Coming from
Middle school.
So first we lived in Mount Vernon. I was like, how the saying goes, fresh off the boat from Jamaica. So like there's this huge culture shock, and I didn't really understand anything or understand this like different culture that I came into, fully understand it because it was so different from mine. So I didn't really talk to anyone. So
this
kids-
was in Mount Vernon, New York.
yeah, this was in Mount Vernon, A.B. Davis Middle School. Good times and the worst times. Yeah, so I really I wasn't like I said earlier, I didn't stay true to myself. I immediately started following what I would see the other kids doing, like being bad or like not respecting the teachers, and that wasn't who I was, but I did it to fit in. So like I made that kind of like energy like define who I was, which was not me, and I regret it to this day. I should have stayed true to myself, and I learned that later in life. So there was that, and like yeah, kids would be kids in middle school. So yep.
What was the biggest thing to adjust coming from Jamaica to the United States?
Wow, the biggest thing to adjust. It was like let's see, yeah. It was like to adjust my mindset, to really like change with the times, to not like hold on to my like traditions or like really well like just coming into this new culture. So it was like my way of fitting in. So I didn't really like know any better at the time. I was like only like 12, 13. So tried my best. I was able to survive those times, and some of the best times, some of the worst times, and now I'm here today, and I'm true to myself. I always try to stay true to myself and like stick to my beliefs, and like.
And you're here discussing all that here on the Productive Conversations
Yes.
podcast. What was? Do you remember some of your first early days coming from Jamaica to Mount Vernon to like going to your first home, eating your first American meal?
Oh,
Do you remember any of that stuff?
Oh, absolutely. I remember my stepdad making me pancakes.
This
Which,
is the first time you
It was
had
my
pancakes
very
ever.
first time having pancakes, which was like strange to me. At first, I didn't like it. I didn't finish it, but I like grew to like it. It was like crazy because I was like used to like the Caribbean food, Caribbean breakfast, like ackee and saltfish. For those of you who know what that is, and like coming in, it's like a whole different vibe. And it was like spaghetti and meatballs and stuff like that.
And that's not even. I mean, that's traditionally Italian.
Yeah,
I feel like that is more of an American.
American now. Yep. Good times.
What is your favorite American food, Kevon?
My favorite American food, I would have to say, would have been the macaroni and cheese, which I love to make.
And you still love it to this day?
To this, I don't eat dairy anymore, so I discipline myself, but that was one of my favorites. When I did eat dairy or drink it too, yeah.
What is your least favorite American food?
Least favorite American food. Wow, that's a hard one.
What's something you eat? Trash? Never?
I
You can
love
be honest if it's
I love
pizza.
most food. Least favorite American food. Wow. It's crazy I can't think of anything now, but I know there is one. You have to come back to me with that one, Matt. I can't. I love
There's
food too much. There's nothing that I really hate.
You even like American fast food?
Oh, I love American fast food. Everyone does.
What's your favorite American fast food? You can
Favorite.
anything you want. Maybe smoke Maybe smoke a blunt right after and you're really hungry for it. Maybe you're getting some drunchies. You have unlimited cash, bro. Tell me what you're eating.
Favorite American fast food would have to be the hamburger.
From?
Let's see. From best one I've tasted and loved so far, Five Guys.
Five Guys is the best
Yep.
thing in America. Since you came
Yep,
here.
and their chocolate milkshake. Oh my god.
Can I ask you, what's a Jamaican food that more people should get the chance to try?
Oxtails.
Oxtail from an actual ox.
Yep, it is from an actual ox.
Why
Yep.
the oxtail?
Fun fact about that food, it used to be what the in the Caribbean, it used to be what the slaves would eat, the tail. That's what the masters would give them. And now it's become like this like mainstream, beautiful, like delicious thing that everyone loves and everyone wants to try.
What's the closest
Crazy
thing?
how that works, huh, isn't it?
Indeed. What's the closest thing to oxtails? Do you think does it taste like chicken? Does it taste like burgers? Does it taste like shit?
I'd
don't
say
know.
it tastes like
I'm kidding, it doesn't taste like
tastes
shit.
like beef. Yeah, tastes like beef.
Tastes like beef.
Yeah, like a soft, like kind of a little stringy beef.
Exactly. Let me just check one thing. Change one thing real quick. Let's go on a quick break.
Yeah, break.
Just 1 second.
Commercial break.
Can you just tell me one more time what oxtails taste like?
So it's like a beef,
Wait,
kind of like a.
Sorry. So Kevon, can you tell me? I'm so interested. What does oxtails taste like?
Oxtail is pretty much like say chopped up steak, like a kind of like beef. Like it's soft. It's like spicy, not too much though. It's really good. It melts in your mouth.
That is something I can really get behind. My goodness. What do you have? Is there a side dish with the oxtail? Can I have some fries with it?
No, you wouldn't have fries with it. You'd have like plantains, fried
Plantains.
plantains,
Yeah.
rice and peas, or like steamed cabbages, steamed vegetables.
Awesome.
Yeah.
When was the last time you were in Jamaica?
Last time I was there was last spring. Yeah. So like I went at the end of January, and early February, came back in March.
Were you homesick? Did it feel good to be back?
Oh, it was amazing to be back. See a lot of my old friends that I grew up with since like the first grade. And like,
Do your friends ask you, hey, what's America like? There must be a lot of crazy stuff going on.
oh yeah, all the time, yeah. Some of them want to come here. Some of them say they'll never come here because they love the Paradise Island too much.
I can imagine, man.
Yeah, like my dad. Yeah, he doesn't want to come here.
America, huh?
It's not for everybody.
Yeah. So, can I ask you, do they do any like special drinks in Jamaica?
Special drinks, I'd say like rum, anything that have to do with like the Ray and Nephew rum. They do a lot of those. That's a popular one.
Oh, we can always get behind that.
Yeah.
Sweet.
That's what we're known for, the Caribbean rum.
What? You're also known for the cannabis plant.
Yes, weed. Everybody wants to talk about the weed.
Tell me about it, Kevon. Tell me about what's the weed like in Jamaica.
It's some intense stuff. It's definitely not for everybody, but when you do get some, you get it in bulk. You do get a lot.
Is weed legal in Jamaica?
Surprisingly, it's actually not legal. It's I would say it's greatly decriminalized.
Greatly decriminalized.
But not legal.
Well,
a lot of people forget that.
Is there anything else we're missing in the Jamaican sphere? Part of culture, amazing music. Definitely
Yes.
people love their reggae. I love
Yep.
reggae. I mean, you put me on some great reggae artists.
I think we've covered most of it so far.
Awesome.
Would
Sweet. Well, I guess we can grind some gears now. So, tell me, why don't you tell me about what are some of your favorite things you'd like to do in your life right now? What are some of your favorite hobbies and
favorite
activities?
hobbies right now? Right now, where I'm at right now, it's like writing, listening to music, and winning the hearts of beautiful females.
You love winning the hearts of beautiful females, huh? How's that going for you?
So far, so good.
Have you found the one yet, you think? Or are you still waiting?
The Western girls.
Western girls. You like Western girls, huh?
They're a hard bunch.
What's some of the lessons learned while trying to date in this world?
Lessons learned. Just be yourself. Don't try to let someone make you their personal robot or android. Like, you are who you are, and if they don't like you for you, then they were never meant for you anyways. Or
Yeah, right.
yeah.
I think that's some of the best advice I've gotten, and I felt I've learned along the way. Whatever meant to be really does seem to happen. You know, I know people like to complain about dating and stuff like that, but you ever hear someone complain who's madly in love? Probably thrilled all the time, you know? Like, I don't know, I feel it is for everyone, and it's tough to find the one for that special day in this world of bays
Oh yeah,
and not
absolutely.
And I try to remind myself all the time that, yeah, it's whenever's meant to be. Like, I used to be really bad with being confident and trying to show myself to girls. Extremely late bloomer. And, well, I felt I learned a lot of lessons while striking out.
Now that you bring that up, Matt, funny story about that. So, I was always the nerdy kid as long as I can remember. And so when I before I went through fully went through puberty, I got really bad acne, and I was this super nice kid. And the girls I didn't really get any attention from them. And girls would in middle school, straight up until my freshman, sophomore year of high school, girls would straight up say, "Oh my, he's ugly," or call me ugly, and then
to your face.
Oh, absolutely.
You say, "Hey, Kevon, you're ugly."
Yeah, to my face, and then it's it
cool.
changes you from the saying, "Nice guys finish last."
It does hit you, huh?
When I turned 17, my acne cleared up. I started working out, and then all of a sudden I became this ladies' man out of nowhere, and I didn't even because I always felt
ladies' man, Kevon.
I always felt insecure about from this all that trauma of not being popular with the girls and stuff like that, and skateboarding in high school, all these things that typically a black person shouldn't do, it's taboo, and I was always judged for it. So it changed. So I just worked out myself, which is another thing I should bring up. Don't try to chase females. Be a better you before you do that, and they would end up chasing you, and that's pretty much what happened to me.
Yeah, I couldn't say it any better, Kevon. It seems that way once we focus on ourselves and what we do, that it becomes a little easier, more natural. When you figure all these people who are madly in love, and they say, hey, yeah, I was able to match with my wife at the right place at the right time, and
Precisely.
I didn't have to do anything different, it seems what the person would say. And I believe that. And it's just so many people don't have the patience to try for that anymore either. And in the world of social media and the world we're in, they make sex and love. And
a wise man said, "Patience is a virtue."
Yeah, I couldn't say anything better. And we have to all remember that during this podcast. We have to remember that after this podcast. And we have to remember that during our whole lives. because we don't have anything to lose, and as long as we put ourselves out there, and you know, 9 times out of 10, good things will happen if you just, you know, don't go to the barn thinking, man, I'm gonna get laid, or don't go to, don't go. You just enjoy the time, and maybe it works out, and don't put any pressure with that, and everything's gonna be okay. At least seems to work that way, right?
Well said, Matt. Well said.
Yeah. Well, what's some other things? Why don't you tell me, Kevon, about you like soccer? You're a big soccer
Oh yeah,
guy.
big football. It's funny though, because when I was younger, I didn't like it growing up, and it's another thing I grew to like. My uncles, they would always watch it and like make a big deal out of it. Until as I got older, that's what I emulated. That's what I became. I loved it.
Who's your favorite soccer team right now?
My favorite soccer team. Talking international or clubs?
We'll go with both. Tell me the clubs first, and then the international.
I have to go with my uncle's. Also, my uncle's favorite team, who lives in Jamaica, Manchester United. So that's why I swung that way. Some of you may not agree, but that's what it is.
Who are the best players on Man U? I don't know anything about soccer. I mean, I know the game. I play FIFA, but I couldn't tell you like who's what or what compared to some other sports.
I don't know who's like the best right now per se on Man U. It's like hard for me, but I do know who is the best from other teams. Like I don't know if I'm saying his name right, like Mane or.
Beats me.
Mane.
You could say Ronald McDonald, and I'll assume that he's a soccer player.
Yeah, so there's the big names of which you probably know is like Cristiano Ronaldo. A lot of people love, but I think
Ronaldo, Messi.
I personally think he's overrated. Most of my friends in Jamaica, they're all on his dick, and he's not talking about them.
Why is that?
People need to get off Cristiano Ronaldo's dick.
Is he that nice? Like. I remember when he played America versus Portugal. It was one of the World Cups. I think it was not this past one. So the past one was 2018. I could be wrong.
The last one was
2018.
Yeah,
2018. I think this was 2014. I remember he just did this.
Yeah, Croatia won the last one, 2018.
Let me just see. It is 2018.
Yes.
World Cup. I just remember seeing this beautiful cross-field pass or cross-pitch pass that they got to tie the game against the Americans, Ronaldo. I mean, it was like a paintbrush to a canvas, how accurate it was.
Yeah, the American males, overall, they need to step their game up in soccer. They're letting the women kill them, and now the women are like, now they got a whole bunch of talk. They can, they like all these bragging rights to make them talk too much.
Well, the women's teams really put in some work. I mean, they're reigning World Cup champs.
I don't know. See,
to make us proud.
You gotta make pay more respects to the sport. Maybe they'd be better. That's probably why most of Americans don't give soccer and football the credit it deserves. It is the most popular sport in the world.
Right.
Only not here.
Do you think there will be a day that we could take it as serious? I mean, it's hard to take it. I don't think they'll get.
I believe so.
Could it be as popular as maybe baseball or basketball?
Yeah, I think so.
What would take that? And I guess would it be more the MLS, the Champs League?
Yeah, because since like the women's team do so well, and they greatly, well, I would say there are younger girls and like boys who like look up to them, or they're saying they could be that undefeated team. They could be the best in the world.
Next generation. That's
I think they're doing that as a team, the women's team for the country, and for like the youth everywhere. So I think that's good.
It's really sweet. That's really really sweet. Come on, what are some of the music you're liking right now? What are you bumping nowadays?
Right now, definitely British grime.
British grime music.
Yes, which is not very popular in the States, but I am one of those people who love it.
Please elaborate. What is British grime?
So British rhyme is like
British rhyme or British grime?
Grime. It's called grime. So it's like the English UK version of rap, hip hop, stuff like that.
So who are some of the big artists to look out for?
So you wanna right now it's Stormzy. He's big there. Old school, it's like Wiley, and then you have Skepta,
I've heard of Skepta.
and you have like Chip, and like Jamie, people like that. Look out for. Good stuff.
That's awesome. Do you think that British grime can have a revolution? It's a new decade. This is a new chance. I feel like.
Oh, absolutely.
If you look at the decades, the 60s had their hippie music. The 70s had disco and hard rock. The 80s had hair metal. And the early beginnings of hip hop, gangster rap in the 90s with alternative.
Yeah, I think it'll make it here eventually. It'll make it here. It'll make it. It's already here, but it'll be big one day. Because people thought rap wouldn't be as big as it is today, and look at it now.
Who's the best rapper right now?
Kendrick Lamar, absolutely. I have to say.
Why Kendrick?
Amazing. The brilliance.
He's right there, by the way. He's on the wall.
Yes, on the wall, right here. The man himself. The brilliance. The satire in his rap, it deals with issues from the past and issues now, and he's just genius in his way that he reflects that in his music.
He's a legitimate storyteller too.
Yes, exactly.
Without sounding campy and with legitimate rhymes, amazing beats.
Like the old African storytellers of old.
Wake up in the morning, you gotta go and rest your feet up. What other rappers are somebody look up to right now?
British or American?
Both. Whoever.
Both. Let's see. Who else? Who else do I like right now? Oh yeah. So I wouldn't say but Drake. He takes from Jamaica and England with the the last one I heard from him, it's what he took from England. So in his song War, that's a grime flow, and he has close ties with Jamaica and grime also. Jamaica has a huge influence on British rap that I noticed, and it's and when they all come together, it's always amazing. It makes this great thing. So watch out for so I think Drake's the one that's really revolutionizing it here in America, and I commend him for that. Even though he does steal from a lot of cultures, but the way he does it is smart.
It's fair to say he owned the last decade. Hit after hit after hit.
He's just smart in the way he plagiarizes.
Tell me a bad rapper right now, or an artist. Who's a musical artist you can't stand? Why do people enjoy this person?
I can't stand mumble rappers as a whole. It's because let's see, people like Trippie Redd or 6ix9ine. Those people, I wouldn't consider them rappers, really.
They personally offend you.
Yeah, it's offensive, and they only
You said it though.
They're more take the younger kids, the younger generation, mostly take a liking to them. Even my little brother now, that's mostly what he listens to. Because they don't know what rap is really about or is supposed to be about. Rappers rap from the 90s and 80s. That's what I would say is actual rap. They talk. These are people that can just go on the mic and talk, and it's something beautiful. All these new rappers now, I don't know what they're doing, but all they do is mumble and they just curse and they're violent. It's just not good, and it's not good for the youth.
Not good for the youth. Kevon, tell me what pisses you off right now? What makes you angry and grind your gears?
Oh my God, yes, I'm so glad you asked that question, Matt. What pisses me off right now is the still seeing sagging and 2020 right now. Even at my job, I saw this old ass man. This man was probably old enough to be all of our fathers. This man was still sagging and he could barely walk. Just pull your pants up and wear a belt. It's so simple. We don't need this in 2020. Going in, oh my God. Hate it so. I just want to kick the shit. Every time when I see somebody sagging, I just want to really kick you right in your ass.
You just want to say, hey, you are disrespecting me by sagging.
Yeah, it's offensive. You're making me feel uncomfortable, but I just want to kick the shit out of these boys, really. They're not men. There's no men. Men don't sag.
What's another thing that pisses you off, Kevon?
Another thing that pisses me off. See, I'm like a humble person, so not a lot of stuff like really like can make me angry, because I'm like level-headed. But
this pisses you off. Something's gotta aggravate you and really upset you.
Yeah, it's right now it's just the sagging really that I could think of.
When was the last time when was the last time someone did you dirty without getting too personal? Like something like someone cut you in line, you couldn't stand it. Someone stole your food. What's someone that did you dirty? What would you say to them?
Someone that did me do, what would I say to someone that did me dirty?
Yeah.
Like if you know better, then do better. Like be the better man. Like don't like do something that you like know is wrong and you're aware that you could be better. Like you're like pretty much a crazy person if you
Doesn't it make sense? Like I don't know if you're a believer in karma or whatever, and like when someone really upsets and pisses us off and like deliberately does us wrong, you figure like you're almost asking for yourself to have an inconvenient and bad time. I feel that happens quite often, no matter what we do in life. I don't know if you believe in karma or what. Are you a karma believer?
Yeah, at times I do believe in that. What goes around comes around. That's a big thing in the Caribbean that people go by.
Really? Is that what they try to preach?
Yes, actually, absolutely. Just like you reap what you sow. Do like even a Bible verse. Like do unto others as you would like them to do, or want them to do to you, or do unto you. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but haven't read it in a while. But there you have it. Do unto others as you want them to do unto you.
Absolutely. Besides that, great advice. Does anyone give you any bad advice? Like, tell me some bad advice you've got. Like bad advice I've gotten is like follow your head and not your heart. Now what I mean by that is, of course, follow your head and do the right and
don't think with your dick.
That's the advice you would say. Don't think with your dick. I think that's a solid answer. So I guess we'll go back and forth. So why do you say don't think with your dick?
Yeah, we're like in the generation where like teenagers and like the youth are like sexualized on this like on the app TikTok. And, like that's all you see. Like I tried it and like I was like disgusted by it. It's like all you see is like these young girls like twerking. Like they think that's the only way. Cause like everybody, there's always gonna be a person who looks better than you, no matter how cute you think you are. There's always someone who looks wise is as good as you, and everybody has parts. It's all about what's up here. Who are you as a person? Because everybody are cute and sexy. You can't like go through life thinking like that's how you gonna face the world with like your looks. It's all about what's up in the mind. So yeah.
Seriously, I totally agree with you with that. I think people do try to stoop to a level to get more attraction. But the way is if you just put yourself confident out there and you make an effort to make yourself look good, it can work. You know, I used to be somebody who used to be really, really fat, and well, nobody.
And look at you now. You worked on yourself. You didn't care. You stopped caring like I did.
Yeah, and you don't even stop. You get to a point where I had two of these moments of losing a lot of weight. Like between when I was 22, losing all my weight, and then I kind of gained it back 24. But then at 25, slowly losing it again. And I mean the difference is, I lost the weight. I attempted to lose a lot of weight when I was 22 after just a really bad social incident. Well, not an incident, but I just embarrassed myself heavily during this concert. And I was like, let me focus on this. I never want to have this feeling again of embarrassment. So if I take the time to work on myself, get healthy most of all, I can lose all this weight. Most importantly, I'm getting healthy for my body. I'm doing it for my body. At first, of course, it was about attraction and looks. I wanted to be the sexiest motherfucker ever.
And you achieved that.
I'd like to think, but most importantly, I just made my body feel better. I did stuff better for my heart. I did stuff better for my cholesterol. I did stuff better for my muscles. I just took the time to make my body better, and that really is better than my initial goal of just trying to look so good and attractive. I just made myself feel better about myself, and I really didn't think about that aspect of what I was going for and trying to be a macho man. I was just more of a healthy man, and like, not to sound cliche or anything, but that really helped things together, and it was just assuring, and then I figured out how to do it again, which was probably the biggest challenge. If I could do it once, could I do it twice? And it's true. If you eat like shit, you'll feel like shit. So
you are what you eat.
I really just don't want to do that again. And of course, plenty of social experiences led me to not feel like a fucking asshole for my body. And well, I'm sure things will come together. Listen, I don't know, if someone like Adele can make herself look better like that,
oh,
for the better.
absolutely. Props to Adele, by the way.
Someone like Jonah Hill, someone like Josh Peck, just gain that respect, and whatever they do in their personal life is up to them, but they were a real inspiration.
She ignored all her haters and worked on herself.
Exactly, and I'm sure Adele, I mean, her talent is inspiring and out of this world, and I'm sure whatever she wants out of losing weight,
Adele's got a place in the heart of every Caribbean.
Why is that?
Oh yeah, she's so I heard that she like grew up on like the south end. I believe it, I don't know, I'm not sure if it's like London or someplace where there was like more of a Caribbean minority group. So she grew up with like that kind of culture, and she shows her like respect for it. Some people think it's appropriation, and like people have to understand, like, everything is not appropriation. It's like we should be happy that people like show appreciation for different cultures. We're all like on this earth together. We're all the one human race, and like based on where we are on this planet, we're gonna have like a different way of life, and it's just how we survive as a species and as a people. And like, when we come together, that's how we become great, and that's how we be our better selves.
It's almost dull being ourselves in our own culture.
Yep, that is how we evolve.
Want to learn all of the cultures, and I'm somebody who has different cultures and his ethnicity and background, being a mixed race person. I mean, it was easy for me to feel the other cultures and seeing them and whichever one to identify with compared to others. I mean, it was natural for me to feel those other cultures, and I hope that other ones are like that. I mean, interracial marriages are like common now.
Yep, very
common. Thing. And
it's
as the years go by, we're going to see more of that. You can see a black person marrying a white girl. Yeah, when I see like person marry. Sorry.
No, you're good. No, you're good. Like when I see
pause that real quick. Like, you can see an Asian person marrying a person of color. You can see a person from a Arab country marry a.
Yep, that's what life's all about.
They can marry a Latino. That's what's cool about this generation right now. And one of the things we can't in 2020, it's not taboo or whatever. You know, there's all these things to get out of experiencing the culture, you know?
Yeah, sure, we have a lot of stuff to work on, but like we'll work on it together as one race of people, as one culture.
Yeah, you know, hopefully the aliens don't come and we have to fuck shit up with that, but that's definitely a thing, it seems. Alright, Kevon, tell me another thing that pisses you off right now. What grinds your gears? What angers you? What should stop people from what should stop
people's intolerance of others?
Why?
Not being empathetic of other people or because they're different. That's like a big one for me. Like, we are now in 2020. We should be, if we had all come together in the beginning, think of how far we would be as a race of people. Like, bringing our ideas, our cultures together, not like segregated and being separate from each other. We'd be like probably like thousands of more years ahead in time, more evolved as a species.
As long as we took the time to
Yeah.
hear each other out.
But like the segregation and separation and like everyone trying to like keep everything within their own race of people,
What do you
I think that sets us back as a people.
What do you think led us to that moment to not have empathy for people anymore? Why are people like that?
Why are people like that? I think it's the division of like in politics and like the government, like the super elites and the people who control the everyday life and going on in society. I think that's a big part of it. I think like people need to realize like it's all about business at the end of the day. At the end of the day, it's like we just have to move past that and like respect our fellow man and like come together and be one and like unite and call out injustices.
I cannot agree more to the statement. Oh, look who's come to visit us. I can't have the cameras turn around, but
Larry, our mascot.
Literally the best cat in the world.
Black Panther Larry.
What else really pisses you off right now, Kevon? I know something else angers you. We can hit the big three. What upsets you in this world right now?
What upsets me
It could be anything. I hope you're honest. Hey, Larry.
Let's see. Hey. Aw. Come to greet me. Black Panther Bast.
Alright, tell me though. What tell me the third. It doesn't have to be the final if you have more
Yes,
than example. What else is angering you right now?
People using social media to spread hate or spread their like misguided ideologies onto the youth, knowing that they are the future and they're the ones that are going to be here when we're all gone, and just like spreading ignorance. Like I always have this saying, like,
since when did social media become a place to just tell me how pissed off you are?
Yeah, it's like it's not the coronavirus isn't yet the only pandemic that's going on right now. It's ignorance. That's the only sickness that's been going on for years, and that's another thing that we have to get past as a species. To stop spreading hate, stop spreading ignorance and division.
It's not that hard to do such a thing either, but people's selfishness, people's ideologies, and people's motives are really only on them.
Putting out wrong information out there, knowing that the youth will take it in and like emulate, and like that's what they'll reflect on society, and it'll never change. So we have to be the change that we wish to see.
Our generation or the world as a whole?
Oh, not just our generation, the world as a whole.
I don't like taking these type of L's for the world, Kevon. What are we talking about? What's something that really makes you happy to see right now? What makes you smile? What makes you feel good?
Oh, just like different cultures coming together.
Still with the cultures.
Based on their differences, yeah.
What you watching on Netflix nowadays?
Right. What the last thing I watched?
Netflix, Hulu, Amazon. What you binging right now?
What was the last thing I watched? I know I can remember it. I think it was. Wait, let me see. You don't mind if I look right, Matt? Jog my memory.
Not at all, man. I pay a lot of money for these podcast things for a limited time, so do what you want. As I get these stupid emails.
Oh, so like, yeah. The last thing I watched was like, well, it was really a movie, per se, more than a show. Was it Enola Holmes, which I didn't like.
Enola Holmes?
Yeah, Enola Holmes. So she's supposed to be like...
Enola Holmes.
Yes.
Like New Orleans, Louisiana Holmes.
No, like Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Please elaborate.
Yeah, I didn't like really like it, because if you like read the books, like it's like in like the movie, so the brother Mycroft, he's like supposed to be like, he's like smarter than both of all of the siblings combined. Supposed to be smart. Well, there's only two siblings, Mycroft and Sherlock, but in the movie he has a sister, which isn't canon. And I didn't like how they weren't true to like the series or like Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's original stuff, because Mycroft is like literally smarter than like Sherlock Holmes by far, but he's just like too lazy to go out and like prove his stuff. So like Sherlock goes out and like proves like how he came to his conclusion, but Mycroft like just says something and that then you have to take what his word as truth, and usually it is. He just feels like he doesn't need to, because what's the point if you already know you're right? Also, what else did I watch? The 100 the new season isn't all that good.
Of the 100?
Yeah, so it's like this post-apocalyptic Earth being destroyed. They went to space. I don't know. Maybe some of you have seen it, but it's too much to get into right now.
What did I watch? I've been watching My Name is Earl. You remember that show?
Oh, what? Oh, yes. My name is Earl.
Hey, Earl. How you cram, man?
Yep, the guy with the list of and the karma trying to like get his luck back or something like that.
Yeah, man. It's just such a great comfort watch.
Used to watch it early in the mornings. Great show.
I watch it now when I do hit cardio. I just pounce it in. It's just
Really,
so
really
funny. It actually makes me look
interesting.
forward to HIT.
Mm.
I've been doing HIT for like a solid 4 months, and that's the reason why I lost this weight. And now I found My Name is Earl. It's just like, that's what I said, it's just a funny show. Sometimes you just need a funny comfort show.
I've already watched all the good shows on Netflix. I don't like all the new stuff they have now.
What are the good shows on
So I'm waiting for the other stuff. So like I like Sherlock, Luther, that's not there anymore. Let's see.
Breaking Bad? Even though I know it's not a Netflix show, but it's on Netflix.
Breaking Bad I never got around to seeing, but I did see Prison Break
Kevon,
that I liked.
you gotta give Breaking Bad a shot.
Shot.
You want a show that
I just-
truly gives all the emotions?
Yeah, but I just wasn't really into like the drug peddling kind of thing.
So, it's more than that. It's about a guy who's doing whatever he can with his last days on Earth to save his family. Whether it's... Yeah, you're right. It is a violent, drug-infused show, but you see some real ethos, pathos, logos in it. You see just really emotional characters that hit at you. You see... This is a show that will make you laugh your ass off at certain points. This is shows with characters that are oddly relatable and are all flawed, yet it's always just an enjoyable watch. That Better Call Saul, the whole Breaking Bad universe is something worth investing, and I urge you, whatever you can, at some point in your life, please watch Breaking Bad. Please, Kevon. Please give it a chance.
I'll get around to it eventually.
It's something for everyone. Imagine your favorite action movie, your favorite hard-nosed drama, your favorite... I guess there are some points with some great romantic comedies. Like
How many seasons are there?
5. You know,
5?
some of the like Jesse's relationships are like some of the best stuff I've seen in a rom-com. Everything hits on that show for Breaking Bad. It's great for any cinephile, for any film student, for any student of media and storytelling, especially storytelling, with the greatest finale to ever take place. You need to watch Breaking Bad. I'm telling you, you must watch Breaking Bad. You will not be disappointed. You will not feel you had a waste of time. You will have nothing but smiles, emotions, and you're going to say, damn, I felt that. Simply because you, Kevon, my guest here on the Productive Conversations podcast, because you watched Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad.
So did I really hope that I somehow pitched
I'm
it
sure
to
I'll
you.
get a chance to see it at some point.
How about that? How about you, Kevon? I've taken the time to really pitch a show hard-nosed for you. Can you do the same for me?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So what was like your inspiration to like be like your better self, to like become like the person that you wanted to be, but you couldn't at first in like your early years?
I guess the main motivation to be my better self was I really got into watching a lot of movies, of being a huge cinephile and seeing like I want to be a storyteller like that. I like to write. I like to do this podcast, like conversations. There's nothing but storytelling in this medium. So when I watch great filmmakers like Quentin Tarantino, Spike Lee, Martin Scorsese, Catherine Bigelow, Steven Spielberg, Vince Gilligan, all these men and women who really inspired me to give a shit about storytelling and what you have to do for it, I think really getting into movies specifically, and then TV for Vince Gilligan really inspired me to like, damn, I really want to make myself, I want to live a great life so I can be a better storyteller.
And who would you say is like your biggest inspiration? Which celebrity or person?
Well, my biggest inspiration is my mom and dad, even though they drive me crazy. But I do
Great,
love them
like
deeply.
all parents do.
But if we were talking about a professional inspiration, I really like Spike Lee a lot. I think he's funny. I think he does amazing storytelling techniques. An incredible filmmaker. So shouts to Spike. Martin Scorsese the same way. I've never seen a director have films that made me scared out of my mind, that made me feel like, oh my god, this is amazing action. And then just incredible drama where I can really feel those characters. That's another big professional influence. Howard Stern specifically, because he really knew how to change his reputation for the better. Have these amazing deep conversations that really, I mean, I'll give you one story.
Like Howard Stern. He asked like really tough questions.
Yeah, and he used to be a guy who's like, yo, I want you to hang out. I want you to, do this with a porn star. Write a Sibian with a porn star.
I watched,
and then he changed to, he had Robert Plant on once.
Yeah.
The lead singer of Led Zeppelin, also on the
I saw one where he interviewed Little Kim and Chelsea Handler. Those two I like.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was really funny.
Howard Stern is a humongous influence on me. Howard Stern, Conan O'Brien, and Mark Maron.
He's fearless. He's really fearless, really, yeah.
I mean, Howard Stern is just, the way he changed his reputation. We have his book here. He has a special place on each three of the things. I know I seem like a humongous fanboy for Howard, but no, Howard Stern really inspired me to invest the little money I have into a medium like this. He inspired me to interact with people, go out of my boundaries to speak with people like you, whether in front of a microphone or without it. And he really made me feel like, damn, I can do this too, what he can do in my own light. So I would say Howard Stern is a humongous personal influence. And probably the other professional influence. And probably the other big professional influence would be Conan O'Brien. I think Conan O'Brien is the funniest person, not only for his...
hilarious. I remember that one bit where he went to Ghana.
Yeah.
Really funny.
He is a very intelligent man. I mean, he has a history degree from Harvard.
Mm-hmm.
He is laugh out loud funny, both from jokes, practical interactions, and he just can help make you feel good. I think he's very comforting when he needs to be.
Who was that lady that tried to challenge his intelligence? She was like...
Jennifer Gardner.
Yeah, she was like snuck. She had the past it. I thought it was really funny.
And he got an actual dictionary.
And like schooled her. Like yeah.
And I think some of his conversations, his podcast is probably the most influential medium. Mm-hmm. Not only it's well booked, but it's just so much fun to listen to and watch. So Conan O'Brien again. I think the biggest professional influences would be Howard Stern, Conan O'Brien, Spike Lee, and Martin Scorsese. That Mount Rushmore. And then number 5, I'll leave it that, an extra Mount Rushmore, and I will be finished with it there. Actually, I'll give 2 more. So David Letterman was great.
Yeah,
connection with my father with that. I think he was genuinely funny. He.
What about Jay Leno?
I was a big Jay Leno fan at first, but what he did at Conan, essentially helping NBC to push him out of the Tonight Show.
Yeah. At the end, as we come back, all business at the end of the day, greed and avarice.
It is. I mean, yeah, you make a good point there, but I don't think he had any reason or justification to push Conan out of the Tonight Show. But because of that, reason why Conan got screwed out of the Tonight Show, and he's made his best work ever since in the last decade. Both on the TBS show, that travel show, as you mentioned, like where Conan No Borders or Conan Without Borders, I think is great. And then I would have to say those guys.
Or when he had soul food with that dude.
Yeah, and Conan could really blend himself with all different cultures, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
Like, he could be funny without, like, making the culture
Yeah,
the butt of the
and
joke.
so some people would argue like it's called like stuff like that I mentioned earlier. It's like cultural appropriation, but it's like like embracing another culture different from yours, and it's like a beautiful thing when done correctly.
Right. And I'm going to give, I know I keep, I promise these last two, we're going to have a Mount Rushmore 6. Bill Simmons is a big influence. The way he's able to report, entertain, and talk to the sports world in a proficient way, the entertainment world in a proficient way, tech and politics is just inspiring to me. So shouts to Bill Simmons, even though I hate all his sports teams and he hates all of my sports teams. Bill Simmons, and then last but not least, to wrap it all up, I just love Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy, amazing stand-up.
Hopefully he doesn't end up being canceled with cancel culture going on.
I don't think there's anything to cancel him on, but God forbid.
Yeah.
But yes, Eddie Murphy, amazing stand-up, a legitimately great actor, insane impressionist.
Oh, amazing.
And
genius.
A true genius. He saved Saturday Night Live. He helped
single-handedly.
He helped really bring about people of color's culture to give them, like, you know, there were not a lot of big black comedians. I mean, there's Richard Pryor, but that was really it on a huge mainstream level. He helped break barriers to help make people like Chris Rock and Arsenio Hall and Tracy Morgan and Dave Chappelle have a chance to grow in a platform is because of Eddie Murphy. And yeah, during Eddie Murphy's SNL episode he did, and when they were all screaming Eddie, Eddie, that just gives you the chills. He truly earned it. So those are my big six, I guess.
Deserves it.
Howard Stern, Conan O'Brien, Bill Simmons, Martin Scorsese, Spike Lee, Eddie Murphy, and last but with David Letterman as well. And then, okay, this is the truly end. Two more. I know the 10 for my life. Joe Rogan and Mark Maron. Amazing interviewers. Amazing communicators.
I love the conspiracy theorist guy that he has on there.
So, those are my 10. And I can truly say there's no one else moving. Maybe there's more people in my head who have the ranking, but there's no reason or relevancy to say that because they all had a good professional influence on me. But most importantly, my parents are the number one influences to be a better person. Because I can't do anything professionally or do anything career-wise without them teaching me how to be a decent human being. So I love you, Mom and Dad, for that. Now, why don't we stay with you, Kevon? You tell me who are some of your personal or professional influences.
Personal and professional influences. Let's see. For personal, like, I'd say my dad. Because they're, like, against all the odds and, like, people trying to, like, tell him to go from his path and what he wanted to do. He still struggled with his, like, work of the old trading ways. And, like, went against, like, all the negative and, like, all of his family members telling him how he should live his life. Like, what was happening to me at one point. He, like, went his own way, and, like, he made good out of it. He got his trade, and, like, people, even, like, he even, like, taught others that, like, ended up getting, like, getting, like, a big name for themselves with, like those, like, with the artistic, like, shirts and, like, tie and dye stuff that I respect about him. He didn't, like, listen to, like I said earlier, he didn't, like, let people define who he was. He was true to himself, and, like, he made good on it. So that's what I strive to be. Just like him.
That's really sweet, Kevon. It really is. Is there a celebrity you look up to, or a celebrity another celebrity? Besides the father one, which absolutely sounds amazing.
Definitely, I wouldn't say is Idris Elba. He's like the guy could do anything. He's like a DJ. He's like what you call like the jack of all trades, but like master of none. Which is like what I'm
amazing American accent.
Yep. It's like there's nothing he can't do. It's like he dresses well. He's a great actor. He even DJs. He does mixed martial arts.
Does he really?
So like I cannot really relate to people like that in a way.
Didn't he go to Coachella?
Oh yeah, he did. I think he
I
DJ'd
think
there.
that I meant, did he perform at Coachella, I should say. Really, anything on this wall, Kevon, has a special influence to me. They really do. There's when we
So
talk
many
about
icons I'm looking at.
when we really talk about influences, it is hard for me. I can really name everyone on this wall and how they really made an effect on my life and what I do, and it's not corny, it's not campy. It's someone to look up to because I'm sure if we didn't have this, I would be, God forbid, who knows where I can be. I'd be pretty sad and, like I said, not here. So
Right.
I really do have millions and millions of influences, and people really made an influence on me for a good reason. So I did mention 10 people, and they all are great, but I really could name a million. But those 10 specifically are the ones. Simple as that. They're the ones. Man.
Even Ellen, you got up here, got canceled.
Yes, Ellen had a tough summer. Ellen DeGeneres had a tough summer. I do think she did not quit the show or get fired from it. And I think this was a cool opportunity with what she was able to do to right her wrongs and mistakes. I understand it might take a long time for people to truly forgive, and only time will heal that. But I think Ellen confessed and admitted her mistakes. She knows what she did, and now I just hope to see, and so far so good. She seems to hopefully walk in the right direction, and I have nothing but still love and respect from Ellen. I mean, she went through a lot of shit before she became a huge talk show host, and at the end of the day, no one is perfect. We all have our mistakes and flaws, and well, we're told to learn from our own mistakes for a reason, and as long as you don't commit a crime, do anything insanely offensive, we can learn from our mistakes. So that's how I look at it. And for that is one of the reasons why I still support Ellen and put her on this wall. You have any response or vote with that? I mean, you could disagree.
I don't know. So like, that's the thing. Before
I'll hear you out if you disagree.
I don't entirely disagree with you because I don't want to be one of those people who blindly judges someone. Because even I don't know why people don't realize this. Because look what happened with Jussie Smollett. Everybody was on his side, and then it turns out what happened to him was a hoax.
And can you explain what happened, just for the listeners who aren't aware?
Yeah, so Jussie Smollett is this gay African American actor from Empire, a popular show that my sister really got into. I never really got into it like that, but what he did was he staged these guys wearing MAGA hats, these two black dudes jumping him saying homophobic slurs, and really dehumanized him, and he was trying to I don't know what he was trying to do, but I guess he was trying to make a point of the racism of people who support Trump are, but that's really wasn't what was happening at all. It turned out to be a big hoax, and I'm sure he took some consequence for it, but who knows what's happened. So I don't really try to go with the cancel culture and cancel everybody because I don't know these people personally.
Yeah.
How they are truly, and I don't want to follow and be wrong about them because things can be fabricated.
That's what's tough about cancel culture. We're canceling people we don't know. We're canceling people that we will never meet or have met. So that's the thing. Humans make mistakes. I would like to think I'm the greatest and perfect person in the world, and I probably will stunt that. But
we tend to forget that these people are all human. They were all regular people like us at one point, and they worked hard to get where they were.
Exactly. So that's why the way I look at it with cancel culture, I think it's fair to cancel someone who commits a major crime. If that makes sense. As long as you don't commit a crime.
Exactly.
Not saying I'm not giving people permission to make mistakes now. You're an adult or just a human being and trying to do the right, and I hope you're trying to do the right thing, but people make mistakes. I mean, some mistakes have different levels and influences than others, but not everyone's perfect. That's what's tough about canceling people at the end of the day. Not everyone's perfect, and in different times, count for different measures. And again, you don't give permission for people to do horrible things and their bad choices. But at the end of the day, it really is about choices.
Do your own research. Make your own judgment.
So we just have to do the right thing. I think this is true, Kevon. When I was a kid, I saw Do the Right Thing. I thought like 10, 11 Spike Lee's, and I just thought that made a lot of sense. We should just do the right thing.
The right thing,
And that really made a huge, profound effect on me as an 11-year-old watching Do the Right Thing on one of these movie channels.
If you know better, do better.
And we see a lot of people who don't do the right thing, and I guess that statement is really the one mantra I've lived for the rest of my life. It's probably on a dating app when I say Do the Right Thing when they ask what quote do you live by. But I mention that because any level-headed person in this world really can differentiate right from wrong when they make their choices, and yet people still fail to do so. For whatever reason, they choose to not do it. And well, all we can do and trust is to make sure we do the right thing at the end of the day. And I hope people can do that, and it's not that hard to take a deep breath to make sure you do it.
Well said, Matt. Well said.
It's just supporting that as well. Yeah, it's got really deep. Oh, man. So what else, Kevon? Let me wrap it. Getting towards the end of this, we've been talking for 75 minutes now. It's been great. I've had a good time with it. Time flies, right? But I guess I've been kind of doing this, but I'll continue it with you. But I usually like to end the podcast with some more random questions, and why don't we hit some of them, some even more of them. So tell me, Kevon, can you tell me a story about you dancing really well? I know you like to dance. You got some swag. Tell me a great dancing story.
It's crazy. I didn't even think to bring that up. So Jamaica. Growing up in Jamaica, that's like what we're all about. It was like it's like the party island, really. It's like we're like big on dancing. It's like we're one of the country that's like known for our dancing and our antics in the dance hall.
Mm-hmm.
So growing up, kids they go to like adult parties at a young age, and you would see like these amazing dancers, like really skilled people, and that's what we grew up seeing, and that we wanted to be them. And even at late nights, kids would even me at one point I was like 12, 13 years old, and I snuck out of my house to go to a block party. And I was like the only kid there dancing around with these adults, drinking. Yeah, Kadeem know what I'm talking about.
You can dance, Kevon. I can attest you can dance.
So it becomes a part of you. It becomes a part of who you are, like the dance culture, and that's what you grow up to become a dancer.
I like that. That's awesome. Kevon, tell me. So you've lived in the city.
Yes.
You lived in Manhattan. You lived in Brooklyn. You lived in the Bronx. Mm-hmm. Tell me a great New York City story that you've experienced.
Oh, I have great ones and bad ones.
Tell me some of the great ones.
So the great ones first. Let's see. Great one is when all the school trips from charter school to like the Lincoln Center. We would see these amazing actors, these amazing dancers.
You go down to Lincoln Center and watch some operas.
It was magical. That was one of my favorite moments about going to charter school in the city. It was all these great people. We got to meet some famous writers, some famous directors and stuff like that. Even one time, this famous YouTuber like Kadeem I know, Shrabas came to the school, but I wasn't there that day, so I missed him.
Dang.
Yeah, but it was it's all this talent in the city, and it's crazy how close by it is. It was how close it was to us. So
you really love Lincoln Center specifically.
grew up around. I love going there.
I
And the
love-
Met.
I love Lincoln Center because I'd go to LaGuardia High School when I worked at a casting company. So they would have us try to recruit people for. I was working for a show called Bestie Pigs Bay on YouTube,
nice.
which I got you on, Kevon, if you
Yes.
remember.
Yes.
So there was episodes. Oh, this doesn't sound too weird, but they had like specific high school episodes. They trying to match high schoolers. So I'd have to go with my boss, giving out flyers. Hey, come, will you be on a show for
Yeah.
YouTube? And I would like,
One of my most awkward moments, but I got to meet some interesting people, so it was all fun.
and I would say to these kids, tell them, oh, you might, there's gonna be famous YouTubers. It might be Jake Paul. It might be Logan Paul. I didn't say it is. I said it might be, but that still counts. And I was able to get a few kids to go. I'd go to a lot to LaGuardia High to help recruit, and then I would go Talent. It's called Talent High or something. I can't remember. It's on the Upper East Side.
Yeah, also skate in the city, going to like famous skate spots. That
Where
was
you go?
great.
Union Square,
Yeah, Midtown, Hell's Kitchen.
Washington Square Park.
Yeah, great, amazing.
Yeah, man, I can't wait to go back. I really can't wait to go back to work.
Same.
So why don't you tell me? Just tell me another funny story. Just tell me a random ass funny story that happened to you recently. Or how about this? When was the last time you laughed really hard?
Oh, this guy that would like come to my job with like a boombox and like just dance around, random guy.
So you're telling me, where do you work? Where do you work to see that?
Oh yeah, at Stop and Shop. Yeah,
You work at Stop and Shop and you see this guy who brings a boombox.
boombox, and he would just dance around. It was
Hey,
just hilarious.
Hey.
He's
I
like the
guess.
Radio Raheem of Stop and Shop.
There you go. Do the right thing. I guess, yeah, some people in this world, we live in their world. It's their world and we're just living. Oh, man. Alright, let me give you a couple more and then we'll say goodbye. Tell me a really funny food story.
Really funny food story. Me taking 2 bites of my burgers and Brendan roasted me saying I disrespected the burger.
So you're not a burger guy, huh? What happened?
No, it just wasn't good. It just wasn't to my liking. So I like my burgers to be like perfect and juicy. Otherwise I won't eat it.
Mm-hmm.
So it just has to be perfect. It's just how I am, picky eater.
Oh, Kevon, tell me some more, tell me some more. I can do this all day with you, bro. Tell me, you and me used to work at Kohls. That's
Yeah.
how we met. That's how we met Kadeem over there. Tell me a funny Kohls story, because you know there are some in there.
When the manager tried to fight one of the employees.
So we had the Kohls manager, without
Yes.
naming names.
The
There's a
Kohls,
Kohls
yeah.
manager trying to
Our manager tried to fight a lady because he thought
square up.
she knocked down a fixture of jewelry.
Okay, so tell me, so please rewind me. So she hit, so you're telling me she hits the fixture down with whatever clothes.
She just
on.
walked past the fixture and the whole thing just fell down.
And he said, "Yo,
Because they're
we fight."
old. And he was like, "What the hell happened? This is my store. I deserve to know what happened." And then the lady just breaks down in tears, and I'm just like,
man.
God damn.
You got another one? You got another one?
Yeah.
Another cold story. Tell me. Like, I'll tell you what.
What's another good one?
Let me share one, and you share one, Kevon. All right?
All right,
So
lay
I-
one on me, Matt. Lay one on me.
When I was working at Kohls, this was the tail end of I worked there 7 years. Listen, I admit I should have taken the job more seriously. And, well, I'm working, right? And this customer has the audacity to be so rude, give me a nasty look. Just wanted she definitely wish I was self-service the way she was giving those vibes. And I'm in the wrong in this, but you know, come on, it's not that big. So I I try to like say, you know, we have to do a survey and tell them, hey, can you fill out a nice survey? Tell the store how I did. So I did, and she just swipes away the receipt, walks away. It's walking towards the entrance. I didn't have it. I just yelled, "Hey, you're welcome!" And like an hour later, I got our manager.
She complained.
Miss Nicole. Matt, come to the office. I gotta talk to you. Famous Nicole's. I guess she got married, Nicole.
Yeah.
Awesome person, right? And she's like, "What is this complaint right here?" She said, it was a person who took the time to remember my name. And she took the time to remember my name and say I was being rude, simply because I said, "You're welcome." I get it. I shouldn't have said anything. But you'd think after all that time, she would just
Speak
say,
up.
Thank you for your service of retail. But I guess not. I got written up. So, oh my God, just the unnecessary reasons why I would get mad at some stranger who was shopping at Kohls. Mamma mia. Why don't you share one more with us? We can wrap it up.
Let's see. Oh, we talking about. Should I bring up the one where we almost fought?
I mean, we want something funny. I mean,
yeah, like
you know, fighting's fighting, but we don't want funny things as long as it's funny. So yeah, we got in a bad fight when people got bruised up and bleeding, and that's the end of the story. We don't necessarily need that.
Damn, there were so many I can't even think of them.
Was there a customer who yelled something funny? Was there?
Oh yes.
Tell me.
One time where one of our former coworkers, I guess he closed down the register too early, and and this other guy like flipped out, and he was like, "This isn't Nazi Germany. What do you think you're doing?"
Because he closed out his register.
Yeah, and
Ay caramba. Like I said, there's a million things I don't understand in this world, and well, no reason to bring that up. For that customer, of course. But, yeah, I mean, how about that? Well, we're just about hitting an hour and a half of this, so I think, basically, is there anything else you want to share with the listeners of the Productive Conversations podcast, Kevon? Is there anything else you want to, bestow to us before we...
Yeah, just stay true to yourself and don't let society misguide you to become someone other than who you truly are or what you aspire to be.
Oh, well, that's really humbling to hear, Kevon, and we really appreciate it. Well, if you don't have anything else to share, I don't. I just want to say thank you, Kevon, for taking the time to come here.
Thank you for having me, Matt. Appreciate it all the time.
Thank you very much, Kadeen, for being with me on it. Brendan went to bed early. It's 11 o'clock on a Friday. And though we're not at a bar, though we're not kicking it with the dream girl, though we're not watching something productive.
We're healthy.
That
is our wealth. Health is your wealth.
We have a wealth. We're chilling. And we appreciate moments just like this. So, on that note, I'd like to say thank you, Kevon. Thank you, Kadeen. And, well, we'll see you very soon. I hope to have you on again someday, Kevon.
Peace out. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, guys.